Hello everyone, this is Ange. Welcome to another episode of the Visual Novel Monthly Recap. This is a video series where I highlight news related to major visual novel releases and the community for each month. In this video, I'll talk about anything that happened in November of 2019. Let's get started. Frontwing released the original Grisaille trilogy on the Nintendo Switch. In addition to the main trilogy, it's also going to include some of the spin-offs such as The Leisure of Grisaille, The Afterglow of Grisaille, and The Melody of Grisaille. So while $60 might seem like a steep price tag, since you're getting 3 really long visual novels and 3 really short ones, I'd say it's overall a really great deal. Noir Toto 2, or The Princess, the Stray Cat, and the Matters of the Heart 2, released on Steam. It was originally developed by Harukaze and was published by Fruit Bat Factory and Tokyo Tune. Unfortunately, it got released censored as expected on Steam, but also didn't get some kind of uncensored patch, so a lot of people got disappointed and decided not to buy it. Kimi Hime, or My Fair Princess, developed by Psoft, got released on Steam by Soul Press. If you want the 18-plus version, there's a patch on pantypress.com. For all you Umineko fans out there, ZTS, one of the original music composers, actually had some unused songs that he uploaded onto a Code ZTS label site. Some of the songs ZTS did in the original VN were World End Dominator, a really fast-paced techno track, and Winglish, which is a slower, more emotional piece, which kind of matches what some of these songs from his Bandcamp album site sound like. There's previews for all the songs, but there is an option to buy a digital album so you can support ZTS if you really like his music. I included a link below in the description if you're interested. As stated in my previous video, the developers of World and Economica started a Kickstarter to develop an anime adaptation. Though in an odd twist, apparently the funds aren't going to the animation project itself, but actually into the advertising. Additionally, while there are some cool rewards you can get, a lot of them don't actually have to deal with the anime product itself. So basically, you can get a Steam code for episode 1 to 3 of the original visual novel, or you can get a poster or a Shikishi board, but nothing related to like an anime Blu-ray or DVD or anything like that. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in supporting this Kickstarter. Alka Translations' fan translation of Summer Pockets is still chugging along as they released their 3rd partial patch of the OWL route. There are still a few routes for them to fan translate, and then of course there's still the official translation. So if you can't wait for those, feel free to check out the fan translation of the first 3 routes that they've translated already. Some great news for the Rewrite Kickstarter. For starters, one of the add-ons announced mid-campaign was the addition of the Rewrite Introduction Note Plus. This is a 74-page mini art book that contains a mini comic by mangaka Zen, as well as messages from the staff of Rewrite and a collection of illustrations. There is a special offer for people who backed previous Sekai Project Kickstarters and pledged to at least the $40 tier for the Rewrite Kickstarter to get it for free. Anyone else can get it in backer kit for $10. But more importantly, the Rewrite Kickstarter itself got funded within 24 hours of it ending. There was a spike of donations within 24 to 48 hours as expected of Kickstarters like these, and the Kickstarter surpassed its total goal by quite a bit, totaling at $207,200. Sekai Project predicts that the visual novel will release on Steam in November of 2020, so look forward to that release window. Speaking of Alka Translations, it looks like they're hiring for a new all-ages average length VN of about 30 to 40 hours. It looks like they want someone around N2 level and just someone who will generally be devoted to the project. So if you're a translator looking to be a part of a fan translation project of an all-ages visual novel, feel free to contact Alka Translations and sign up. Manga Gaiman released Fun Bag Fantasy 2, a new kige developed by Waffle. If you're interested in a sex-driven visual novel with emphasis on big boobies, feel free to check this out. LoveLab, the newest English visual novel localizer on the block, released its first visual novel, Lamination, which was developed by White Powder. Apparently, it's a very funny visual novel with a heavy emphasis on memes and wordplay, so if you're interested in that, feel free to check it out. What's crazy is that LoveLab released this visual novel for $10, which means that this could be the cheapest visual novel launch of a VN that's potentially 30 hours long. Sprite, the creator of Aokana and Koichako, announced earlier this year that they would halt operations at the end of March. But then they recently just announced that they're actually reviving operations soon. For now, they said they plan on working on releasing Alka Extra 2, but we'll see more word for sure in January of 2020. Speculation of why this revival happened so fast was likely due to Nekonyan's release of Alka last September, which seemed to be a really well-received release. For all you fans of Clannad, Air, Planetarian, Little Busters, etc. have been wondering where Jun Maeda went, it looks like he announced that he's writing a new mobile game for Key. We don't have too many details about it, besides that it's a mobile RPG called Heaven Burns Red, that Jun Maeda is writing it, and who the character designers are, as well as the opening song. Apparently there's a new Key visual novel in development too, but we'll have to see more details about that later. Finally, we have more news of Margit's Magikoi A5 sequel route, Hound After. It's going to have an early release at Comiket this month, and will be available on Minato-Soft's web store in January of 2020. Minato-Soft also created a website to show more details about the story and scenario for Hound After. This content was translated by @NGNL from Twitter and was compiled in a Google Doc, which you can find in the description below. And that is it for the month of November. As always, if you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment or find me on one of my social medias, which you can find in the description below. See you all next month.